I grew up in the church, but I'd never been on a mission trip before, let alone a medical mission trip. And so heading into it, I had no idea what to expect. I didn't know what evangelism was going to look like on the trip. I didn't know what my role was going to be. On the medical team, I didn't know what sharing the gospel with other people was going to look like for me. And so I was a little nervous and apprehensive about how I was going to communicate with these people, let alone show them the love of God without really being able to tell them about it. And so we immediately just kind of went into this like frantic setup mode where we were getting all of these medications organized and put out on the tables and getting these stations set up around this tiny little, maybe 12 by 15 concrete garage. And while we were setting up, actually people started to see that we were setting up a medical clinic and started to come and wait to see us and to see the nurse practitioner that was our provider in that group that I was working with. I didn't know what I was getting myself into because I had never triaged a patient before, and I was having to do it in Spanish on the first day of this mission trip. So the third morning, we got up at around 7-ish and headed to breakfast. We all ate breakfast together. We had a quick medical meeting, we gathered up some supplies, and then we loaded the buses for our third day. And my team, we headed to a new location. We got there, we set up, but then no one showed up. We went door to door after that with just a group of us and a translator, and we told them that we had a medical clinic set up. I got to play with the kids in the street. We played soccer for probably an hour straight, just out in front of the church that we were working in front of. We got to sit down and actually talk to the locals there and the people who ran the church and just like spend time with them. Actually ended up being one of the biggest blessings on the trip because I really learned what my purpose was for being on that mission trip in the first place. It wasn't so much to take care of as many people as possible in Saltillo, Mexico. It was to love as many people as possible in Saltillo, Mexico. After the whole mission trip was all of a sudden done and we were literally being bused from Saltillo back to the border is when I was sitting there and I was really praying and thinking about the whole experience and what I had learned. And I really realized at that point, I was like, man, like I loved that. And I really do feel like God's given me a heart for this and a call to do medical missions in the future.